Just out here enjoying the outdoors while I still can, outside of my home, although this is actually not my home, as not to dox myself. The next time I'm breathing fresh air will be 30 hours from now and 10,000 kilometers away from here, where hopefully it will be much warmer. I'm headed to Saudi Arabia to film the final round of GT World Challenge Europe. Yes. Apparently, Saudi Arabia is now a part of Europe, which is perfect because I have some euros left over from Le Mans that I can spend. But it's really cold out, and I need to get packed, so let's go do that, and I'll catch up with you inside. If you're new here, my name is Mark Urban, and I travel all over the world filming car racing. From sports cars to IndyCar, NASCAR, and even sim racers driving radicals, I've pointed a camera at it. But today, it's all about what it's actually like to travel as a motorsport videographer who takes upwards of 80 flights a year. If you love motorsport and love seeing the behind the scenes of someone working in the paddock, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I actually packed most of my stuff yesterday. I don't know if you're like me, but I get super stressed out like the day of the trip kind of still. I don't mean super stressed out, but like I just don't like packing when I'm leaving that day. So most of my stuff was already packed yesterday, and that way if I have something come up, I have a problem with my equipment or whatever, I have time to rectify it. But anyway, basically for this trip, I've got 2 bags that I'm gonna check. I've got one that's got all my clothing in it, my tripod's in the other side, all that kind of stuff, my helmet, my fire suit. Then I have another bag here, just a duffel bag that's got like my gimbal, my sling bag, some shoes in it, nothing crazy. And then I've got the camera roller with all the camera equipment in. I've got all the visa documents and all of that, all the documentation for the camera kit that I need for Saudi Arabia. And then I've just got my backpack, which go with me on the plane with my laptop and other stuff in it. My Leica is in there. Anything I'll need on the plane is in there. And the camera kit also goes with me in the cabin of the plane. And then, like I said, these 2 bags get checked in. The reason I'm checking 2 bags is because of weight. I do have a bigger suitcase. I could easily fit everything in, but it would be more than 23 kilos, which is all you're allowed on Air France and Saudi. So I have to keep this under 23. So that means I have 2 check-in bags, but I'm allowed 4 check-in bags. So why not bring 2? And in each one of these bags, I also have an Apple AirTag. These are super important just because they keep track of your bags, where they are at all times. I'm not as much worried about theft as I am just knowing where my bags are, because this way, if the airline loses it, misplaces it, whatever, it's a lot easier for me to track it down because I can tell them exactly where it is. And that's happened to me in the past. And the only reason I got my bag back was because of the AirTag. So AirTags in your luggage, super important, especially for checking stuff in. It's nice living close to the airport. That was a really quick drive. It's about 35 minutes. Thanks, Nicole, for dropping me off. There's a massive line to check in behind me where it looks like everyone's checking every item they own. But luckily, I can use a Sky Priority check-in, so I don't have to wait in that line. So I'm going to go drop my bags and catch up with you guys in a second. Hello. How are you? Thank you. The luggage goes straight through?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.
Tell your boarding pass, 2 baggage tag, information deposit the baggage, pick up baggage in final destination, and your zone 2, priority. Now I can use American Express line, priority line. Just scan a boarding pass and press it.
Thank you. Take care.
Flight.
Bags dropped. Now there is a security lane right behind me that I could take that'll basically take me right to my gate, but I'm gonna walk all the way to the other end of the terminal and use my Nexus pass to take the Nexus security lane because then I don't have to take anything out of my bag. Laptop can stay in, don't have to take my shoes off, don't have to take my sweater off, nothing. It's amazing. And I'll walk 100 miles to not have to take my laptop out of my bag. You get access to the Nexus lane with a Nexus Pass, which is a trusted traveler program between Canada and the United States. You have to apply for one and go to interviews to be approved. The main perk is speedier passport control between the US and Canada, but it also gives you priority security for domestic and non-US international flights at many Canadian airports. Well, that was surprisingly easy. Nobody else at Nexus, except one other pilot, and then they didn't want to check the camera bag. Usually they pull it aside and want to swab it or maybe take a bunch of stuff out, or they're concerned about batteries or something. Just came right through. So I'm gonna head to the lounge now. It's just a short walk, and we're not using the moving walkway. We're walking on the ground. We're getting our steps in before we're on planes for the next day and a half. So see you guys at the lounge.
So quite busy in the Air France KLM lounge today. It's a really nice lounge. They redid it not that long ago, so it's got some like food options and whatnot. Not really anything for a proper meal, but some snacks, a coffee machine. I'm just having a club soda, a Canada Dry, very on brand club soda. So I mentioned earlier that I actually was able to use the Sky Priority check-in lane, and that's actually the same way I was able to access this lounge. So I actually have the highest status that you can get with SkyTeam. I try my best to fly with one airline group because I figure if I'm going to travel as much as I do, I might as well maximize that and try and get points with one airline, which I can use for my own leisure travel. So I choose to stick with SkyTeam, which is a group of airlines that includes like Air France, KLM, Delta, Virgin Atlantic, Saudia, China Eastern, a whole bunch of airlines, and I run all of my flights through my Delta SkyMiles account. I accrue a whole bunch of miles from that I can use on my own travel, like I said. So next week, when I go to Japan with Nicole, we're flying in business class. That was completely free. All I had to pay was the taxes and fees, which was less than $400 Canadian, and we got what is sticker price, about $20,000 in flights. So having SkyTeam Elite status also gives me access to partner lounges all over the world. So like when I have a long layover, if I'm flying, to the Middle East over Europe, like we are today, I can always go to the lounge, get something to eat, hang out, and have somewhere comfortable to chill. I also get priority security, and I get to board earlier, so I can always make sure that my camera bag can be right in the overhead locker above me, which is just like a little bit more peace of mind. And perks like that really help especially when you're flying economy and you're already stressed out and having to sit in an uncomfortable seat for a really long time. Having that sort of like priority everything to just sail through the line and be able to hang out in a lounge. It just makes the traveling experience really nice. When you take as many flights as I do, it's just cool to not have to sit at a gate or buy food in the airport and things like that. You just get to relax a little bit more, which is awesome. So why are we flying economy today? Well, actually, we're not anymore because I booked an economy seat for this flight, and I got my boarding pass. It still says I'm in economy, but I just checked online to see if I could change my seat or see if like there was somewhere I can move or there's a seat next to me free. I've been upgraded to premium economy for free. Don't know when that happened, but maybe that's to do with my status. I have had that happen a couple of times, but yeah, that's amazing. Maybe it was the check-in agent. I hope he didn't, see my, backpack cam and think I was reviewing the airline or something, so he gave me a better seat. But yeah, so I'm in premium economy now, but that's awesome. But let's talk about flying economy anyway, because normally we are. Now, I have been very fortunate to fly business class, and a couple times this year, and I'm very, fortunate for the opportunities that I've had to do that, and I'm very thankful for that. But most of the time I'm flying economy because I tend to charge my clients on a flat rate, and then the less I can spend on expenses, the more money I make. So I tend to just do long haul trips in economy. If I can get there cheaply, I will. Now, I was going to take some time to give you some tips and tricks for surviving economy, but now it seems kind of moot because we're flying premium economy, but I'm still going to give you some tips for surviving long trips in economy class. First, always download some stuff to watch. Most of us have a subscription to Netflix or to Disney Plus, and there are times when the in-flight entertainment screen or the IFE is not working, and you're gonna wish that you had downloaded some stuff. They can reset them and try and fix them, but I've been on a flight where my IFE didn't work and I didn't have anything downloaded. That was a long time in an aisle seat to not have anything to do. So from now on, from that day on, I have always downloaded some stuff before I got on the flight. I have YouTube Premium. I'm obsessed with watching YouTube, so I just download a bunch of YouTube videos. Second, bring your own headphones. The free ones they give you on the plane are absolutely terrible. Half the time, one of the headphones doesn't work, so always bring your own high-quality headphones. You can even buy Bluetooth dongles now that can allow you to use like your AirPods with the in-flight entertainment system, so that's cool. Don't buy the Wi-Fi. It almost never works, and most airlines have a disclaimer saying they won't refund you if it doesn't work. And a lot of airlines now have like free messaging Wi-Fi anyway, so you can use like iMessage and WhatsApp on the flight to stay in touch with people. Figure out which seat is best for you. Me, if I'm not gonna sleep, like I don't plan on sleeping on this flight, I booked an aisle seat. That way I can get up, get a little bit more leg room, I can stick a foot out. I don't have to watch how much I drink because I can just get up whenever I want if I have to go for a pee-pee. And I can get up, go to the back, chat with the flight attendants, do some stretches, whatever. I like an aisle seat, but if I'm gonna sleep, I pick a window seat. Now, I mentioned the crew. Be nice to the flight crew. Always be super nice to the flight crew. Be nice to them. They have a very difficult job. They're there for your safety. They're not just waiters and waitresses in the sky, okay? They're there for your safety. They're doing an important job, and a lot of people treat them like garbage. So be nice to the flight crew, okay? Finally, now this one's going to be controversial, but it's only controversial if you're a dick. Be prepared to have your second bag under the seat in front of you for the duration of the trip. The rules are 1 bag in the overhead bin per person. So if you have 2, the second one goes under the seat in front of you, and there goes your legroom. But you've made that choice by bringing 2 bags. Don't be a douchebag and put both bags in the overhead bin as soon as you board. If I see you do that, you're dead to me. I assume you're a terrible person in every aspect of your life. If everyone is completely boarded and there's still room, then feel free to throw your second bag up there. It's first come, first serve. Then you can have 2 bags up there and some leg room, but it's 1 bag. Okay? 1 bag in the overhead, unless there's still space after everyone boards. Okay? Be a good person. All right, so they just announced boarding, but I'm not really going to film once I'm on the plane. I don't really want to be filming with people sitting really close to me and stuff. I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable or anything, so I'm not going to film really much of anything while I'm on the flight. So the next time I check in with you guys, we will be landing at Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport, the worst airport in the known universe.
The next day.
Welcome to Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport. I've only been here for a few minutes and I already hate it. Downstairs, just people walking 4 wide, bumping into each other, no signage. It's taking me forever to find where I need to go. But however, the flight was fine, it was comfortable. It's nice to be up in the premium economy cabin. The dinner was good, just hung out, watched some Netflix and whatnot. Nothing too crazy, it was kind of relaxing, got a little bit of work done, actually did some writing for a couple of YouTube scripts and whatnot, so yeah, pretty good. The breakfast was kind of sad, but hey, is what it is. I expected a breakfast on Air France to just be a croissant and a cigarette, so, you know, at least we got like drinkable yogurt, but I'm quite tired, haven't slept yet. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning for my body, so I am pretty wiped out, but luckily I decided to book a room for 5.5 hours here at the Yotel, which is like a little airport hotel inside the terminal. So it was not cheap. But I'm going to check in and I'll catch up with you guys when I get into my room. Perfect. Thank you very much. All right. Well, welcome to my room here at the Yotel, which is mine for the next 5 hours. It's basically just a tiny room. I'm in the corner right now. There's a little bed that reclines up and down, and have my own little bathroom as well with a shower, so we can do Mervyn's shower review, and I can already tell it's going to be a terrible shower. But anyway, basically I booked this so I could just chill and get some sleep because the lounge here, the Air France lounge, doesn't have sleeping pods or anything. Usually if I'm going to the Middle East, like through Amsterdam, the lounge there, the KLM lounge, has like sleeping pods you can rent for actually like pretty cheap, and it's just like basically even about half the size of this and you just sleep in it, but it's fantastic. You can get some sleep, but they don't have that here, and I wanted to get some good sleep, so I decided to rent this. It was expensive. It cost me about $250 Canadian. I'll put the conversion at the bottom of the screen, but it's about $50 an hour, so super expensive. So I am going to leave you guys shortly and get some sleep so I can get my money's worth on this thing. But yeah, you know what? It was a big expense, but hey, flying economy, or well, I was supposed to fly economy, got a free upgrade, but booked an economy flight, and I've had a pretty good year, and I'm going to treat myself, early Christmas present, to get some decent sleep. Although, man, this thing, it looks pretty weathered. Yeah, pretty pricey for how crappy this thing looks. But hey, gonna make the best of it and get myself some sleep. So I will see you guys after I get up and before we head to the second flight.
Many hours later.
Well, I'm feeling a little bit refreshed. I got about 3 hours of sleep. Overall, just thinking about it there as I was lying in, my moment of clarity when I woke up. Don't think I would do this again. It was very expensive and wasn't really worth it, I don't think. Also, we should do the quick shower review. Look how much water is on the floor in here. This might be the worst shower we've had. Again, it's the stupid half shower that's very popular at hotels and accommodations in Europe and the Middle East. But this one has a rainfall head and then a shower head wand, or shower head as I would call it in Canada, but you have to hold it in your hand, which is very popular in France. I've been in several accommodations in France where you literally just have to hold the shower head in your hand that's not attached to the wall. And then I talked to a few people and they said that's very common in France. You have to hold it in your hand. I don't know why you'd want to live like that. That seems horrible. But anyway, I just turned the rainfall head on and water started splashing immediately out of the shower just with standing outside. So this is one of the worst showers ever. I don't know why you would design it like this. It seems like a nightmare for the people who clean the bathrooms. It's terrible. 0 out of 10. But I need to get going because apparently my next flight's actually out of Terminal 1, not 2E, which is what the internet told me it would be. So I need to grab my stuff and get out of here and hopefully don't have to run through the airport. Okay, on the bus now. It's Terminal 1. Transit security was a nightmare, just like I thought it was going to be. I forgot that for some reason in France, they're very... They don't like the camera equipment staying in the bag. They want you to take all of it out and put everything in a bin. So they made me take pretty much every item in the case out of the case, put it in bins. The bins were super tiny, and I needed like 6 of them. And then I was holding up the lines, but behind me were getting upset. And then I was like, oh yeah, earlier this year in Nice and last year in Marseille, they made me take everything out of the bag. So, which was frustrating. But then when I came through here, when I left Le Mans, I didn't have to take it all out. So, I don't know. Again, people tend to complain about how like security is whoever you have working that day, and that's how it seemed. And then no one was in a hurry to do anything. That's why I don't like this airport. Like, that's why I think it is the worst airport in the known universe. Like, when you go through Amsterdam, I can connect through Schiphol in 35 minutes, Schengen to non-Schengen, and vice versa. Here, like the Flighty app will tell you, do not book a flight with less than 2-hour connection. But apparently my flight is already boarding. They started boarding a half hour early. So, but yeah, hopefully this will just get me there. I can just walk right in. It won't be too much of a pain.
Many hours later.
All right, so on the ground now in Jeddah. The flight was, interesting. It's about 4 hours and 45 minutes. Crew was nice. I was actually chatting with them a bit, and they actually gave me a amenity kit from business class to show in my video, so that was very nice of them. Airplane etiquette is a little bit different in this part of the world, so it can be a bit of a culture shock. It's not as much emphasis on rules and stuff, like a lot more pushing and shoving to get off the plane. So that's just, it's just a different part of the world, and they just do things differently. So it can be a bit of a culture shock, though, if you're used to like people being a bit more orderly on the airplane. But it is what it is. Here in Jeddah now, we're going to go through to the baggage claim and then go through customs, see how that goes. It took quite a while to get my visa. I have a visa from the Ministry of Sport to come here and cover the race, so I have it with me, printed copy, but it should be electronic as well. So. And I also have a list of all of the camera equipment that I have with me, itemized, so they can take a look at it and make sure that it leaves with me again when I leave the country. So they're just very concerned about video equipment here in Saudi Arabia. So I'm gonna go through, get my bags, and then head to customs, and hopefully it's quick so I can grab my rental car and get to the hotel and get to sleep, because I am destroyed. I need some sleep. I had to wait a little bit for the bags, but that was fairly straightforward. Just kind of walked right in. So not really any issues. Customs, showed them the visa, showed them my passport. They took my fingerprints, my photo, and stamped my passport and walked in. Got my bags, and now I'm waiting for the rental car. So grab my rental car and then make the quick drive over to the hotel. It's already almost midnight here. Quite tired. I'm not sure what time we have to go to the circuit tomorrow, so I'm hoping I can get some good sleep. Michele and Drew are staying with me. Or I guess I'm staying with them. I'm just arriving first. They booked the accommodation. Well, Michele booked the accommodation. Never let Drew book the accommodation. They'll be joining me in the morning for breakfast, and then we will go check out the circuit, which we've never been to. So, yeah, but surprisingly easy to get in and whatnot. But not a bad trip. The first leg was definitely better than the second leg. Hopefully you got some insight into what it's like to travel and not sit in the good seats and have 5-star everything. It's rarely super glamorous, but I'm going to get my rental car and I'll see you guys at the hotel. place is massive. Full kitchen, massive living room, big TV area, desk. Bedroom 1 with its own bathroom and shower. It's another look at the dining room and the kitchen. It's a little bit dark back there. Second bedroom, 2 single beds, its own bathroom. Why are all the lights on? They're just burning through electricity in this place. Turn the lights off in here. We don't need all these lights on. It's really cold in here with the AC. I know that the guys, you know, being European, are gonna be really upset about the fact that there's AC because they like to be hot and sweat when they sleep for some reason. I like to be comfortable. So yeah, then bedroom 3, got my own shower. That'll be good for a shower review in the race vlog. Bathroom, king size bed. Yeah, good job, Michele Scudiero, for picking this amazing apartment. Look at this, it's huge.
We do aerobics in here. So many activities.
Yeah, this is gonna be baller. We're not gonna have any time to hang out here, of course. We'll be at the racetrack every day, but yeah, that's traveling door to door from Toronto, Canada to Saudi Arabia. Ended up taking just about 26 hours, I think, math. We'll do the math on the screen right here, 26 hours. It was a lot. But yeah, that's basically what traveling is like for me as a professional motorsport videographer. So I hope you enjoyed this, a little bit of a departure from my normal content. But if you like the travel vlog, let me know. Maybe I can do more of those in the future. But if you watch all the way to the end, hit subscribe. It's free. Hit the notification bell because my uploads are infrequent because I'm busy doing my full-time job. But I get videos out when I can. There'll be lots more content from GT World Challenge at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. I'm gonna head to the track tomorrow for the first time. But yeah, looking forward to that. But yeah, thanks so much for everybody for following the channel, being a subscriber, liking, sharing, leaving comments, all of that. We'll see you in the next one.